I went into the street to pick up an apple, but I didn't notice a car out of control speeding toward me. The next second, I was thrown 800 meters away, barely breathing. The rich man in the car rushed over and saw I was dying. He quickly carried me into the car to take me to the hospital, but the doctor said their resources were limited. If I wanted to survive, I had to be transferred to a major hospital in the provincial capital. So the rich man immediately had his staff arrange a plane to send me there for treatment. Meanwhile, my parents arrived at the scene, but when they couldn't find me, they broke down in tears. And from then on, they started their journey to find their lost son. Little did they know, that journey would last 20 years. My father spent all his savings riding a motorbike, searching every corner of every city. As long as there was a sliver of hope, he would travel thousands of miles to follow it. My mother washed dishes day and night, just to earn more money to support his search. But one day, she was fired by the boss lady, just because she always asked customers if they had seen me. The boss lady found her unlucky and said she was ruining the business, while my mother felt wronged and devastated over losing her job. She had no idea that the rich man who couldn't find my parents had adopted me. I later inherited his business and became the CEO of a trillion-dollar company. That day, my adoptive father called me in, not just to hand over the company, but to ask me to find my biological parents. So I chartered a private jet and returned to my hometown. But just then, a branch company manager rushed to report, saying there was still one family refusing to move out, and asked if they should proceed with forced demolition. Upon hearing this, I decided to handle it myself before looking for my parents, and told him to lead the way. At the same time, my mother was handing out missing person flyers on the street. When she saw a big figure arriving, she decided to try her luck. But my cousin was afraid she'd ruin the new CEO's welcome event, so he pushed her away without a word, trying to drive her off. Then he noticed the flyer in her hand, snatched it, and saw it was my missing person notice. He immediately told her to take her trash and leave, because as the branch manager, he was ashamed of having such a poor relative. Unaware of everything, my mother begged him for help, but he shoved her to the ground, then tore the flyer to pieces, blaming her for handing them out all day long, even saying I went missing because of her. My mother remembered how years ago, she left me by the roadside while she went to buy a birthday cake, and I was never found again. Now she was full of guilt and sadness. Then she got a call from my father, telling her today was my birthday, and he had rushed home to celebrate for me. It was 20 years ago today that my birthday ended in tragedy, but for the past 20 years, they had never forgotten my birthday. Every year on this day, no matter how poor they were, they always bought a cake, just to make up for the one I never got to eat. As they returned home to celebrate for me, a luxury car pulled up outside their house. My cousin and his family got out. My father thought they were here to celebrate for me, so he went to welcome them. But my uncle came in and started poking through the food with chopsticks. Seeing how plain the dishes were, he mocked my father for being too cheap to buy meat. But my father had spent all his money and couldn't afford it. My mother still offered them some cake, but my aunt complained the cake was too cheap. They weren't here to celebrate at all. They just wanted my parents to sign the demolition agreement, so my cousin could earn the favor of the new CEO. But my mother refused, because this was my only home. If it was torn